Hello everyone, how's it going? How's it going? My name is Sameer Kochar. I'm an actor, I'm an anchor, but most importantly today, I am your official host for the CreatorSpace series. I welcome you all to yet another amazing event that has already seen some phenomenal success in the previous editions. Till now, we have covered themes such as gaming, we've done music, and we've done space. Across the last four events, we've garnered close to 200,000 live viewers. Now, we really hope we've inspired you. We've piqued your curiosity to new levels. Also, I have to tell you all that we are totally overwhelmed by the tremendous love that you've shown us through your chats, through your messages, your comments, and of course, I love those emojis. So keep them coming. Keep showing us your love, and we promise to keep bringing unique themes, key personalities from across the world. All right, folks, gear up now because this ship is about to sail. Coming to today's theme, it is maths. Imagine learning math like never before from the comfort of your home. So continuing with what, we have a mathemagical evening lined up for you guys. We have the greatest professors and leaders from the field of mathematics coming in for the event. That's just amazing, isn't it? Now, I'm so glad to be here and can't wait to interact with the amazing speakers lined up to take you through this amazing journey together. Tonight, you will get to understand the why behind the math, how to solve any problem right at your fingertips, how every object in your surrounding helps you learn math. On that note, I also want to give a big shout out to all the people on YouTube who are watching us. Guys, you can join us live here on the link given on your video description and take part in the amazing quizzes that we have lined up for you. And of course, lots of special giveaways and some very special announcements for the days as well. So come here, join us, click on the link below. Now, before we move forward, let me make a quick announcement here. To do that, can we pull up a slide on the screen, please? That's just Samo magic, not Matho magic. Right here on your screen. So we're running a special offer for anyone who is watching out today. Book a free math trial class with us in the next 24 hours. And upon completing your scheduled class, you will get a special edition certificate signed by none other than our first speaker of the day, Mr. Michael Borcherds, CTO of GeoGebra. The links can be found in the lobby area of the platform. Guys, I can't wait to get my hands on it, and I know you want them to. So all you got to do is, well, get into that free math trial class. And Mr. Borcherds, he's ready. He's waiting backstage. He's looking eager. Let's still keep the slides on screen because we have something even more amazing up next. We will be doing a quiz with Michael and announce winners of the same at the end of the event. The quiz will be done in two parts. We will have 5 questions coming up shortly and 5 questions after Michael's presentation. Answer these questions correctly and 5 winners, 5 guys out of all you boys and girls will get their hands on the prize of their choice from the options visible on screen. Now would be a good time for people watching us on YouTube to join us live here and be part of this tricky quiz with Michael. So let's, guys, begin the quiz session. Can we have the questions on the screen, please? Read the questions carefully and answer them fast, but most importantly, correctly. You will have 45 seconds to do so. Here it is on your screen. The first question, look at the series. 53, 40, 27. What number should come next, guys? Come on, send your answers. Is it A, 12? Is it B, 14? Is it C, 27? Is it D, 53? Come on, all you math wizards. All you math wizards out there. I can see the poll jumping. It's on the right of my screen. A lot of you are going towards 14. Some of you are saying 12. Very few are saying 53 and 27. 132 votes, 149, 169 is climbing. It's going higher. I think it's time to give out the right answer. 14 seems to be the majority, and 14 is the right answer. Well done, you gorgeous minds. You're doing absolutely fantastic at that. The majority knew it, and 14 was the right answer. And look at the solution to the problem there on the screen as well. There you go. Well done. Question number 2. What number should replace the question mark in the below equation? 12 into 12 equals 6. 23 into 23 equals 10. 34 into 34 equals, is it A7? Is it 24? Is it 11? Or is it 14? Is it 14? What is it, guys? Come on, throw out the poll. The poll is on my screen. What is the right answer? Well, A lot of you are going towards number 14, that's D. Some of you are talking about the number 24. Some of you are going towards 7, some are going towards 11. But let me tell you, I think the time is up. I just saw a huge heart emoji go up on the right side of my screen. I'm going to tell you the right answer for this question is 14 indeed. Well done, learners. You guys know it all. Fantastic. 70% of you guys got it right. Okay, let's see how many get the next one right. Remember, their prize is up for grabs. How many times does the digit 5 occur in the numbers from 1 to 100? Think about it. Could be a trick question as well. 20? Is it 15? Is it 10? Or is it 30? The poll will start to roll on the right of my screen. Let's see which way it goes. Let's see what you guys are saying. All right, a lot of you. Oh, it's actually a good tie-up right now. But no, people are leaning towards 20. They're leaning fast and furiously towards 20. Some saying 10 as well. 20 or 10? What is the right answer? Let's give it to you on your screen. Here it is. The right answer is 20. Well done, young minds. You've done a fantastic job at that. All right, question number 4. Remember, there are 5 in the first round. Okay, which shape comes next in the series? You see those 3 shapes in front of you? Is the answer A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? Think about it. Look at the shapes. What shape comes next? Shape your minds. Figure out the right answer. We're going to go straight to the polls right now and see who is saying what. A lot of people are saying C. A lot of people are saying C. In fact, it's 94% who are saying C. 93 now, but that's close enough to being the top answer. Is it the right answer? That's the question. Let's check out the right answer now. What is that? And C is the right answer. Well done, learners. You guys are on fire out here. The last question, the 5th question now. You guys ready for it? Here it is on your screen. Which number comes next in the series? You see a 5, you see a 7, you see 11, a 13, a 17, and what's the next number? Your options are 19, 15, 21, and 24. Think about it. What could be the next number? It's in ascending order for sure, but what will the number be? Let's have a look at the polls right now. On the right side of my screen, the polls are starting to roll. And yes, a lot of you people are saying 19. A lot of you people are saying 21. Let's see what the right answer could be. And here is the right answer, the 5th question, and the answer is 19. Well done, my dear friends. Very well done. And I can say this because the majority of all your answers were the right ones in this first round. Congratulations. Remember, if you didn't get them right, there's no problem because we do have another round with Michael that's going to happen post his presentation. All right, guys, let's move on to our next section now. That's super thrilling, and this is just a teaser to what we have for the evening, for the night. Stay tuned for round 2, as I mentioned to you guys earlier. Now that we're all warmed up, I would love to start the event with the first session for tonight with a math professor who had an interest in computers and decided to curate an interface with the tools that will help children to learn math like never before. He is none other than the CTO of GeoGebra, Michael Borcherds. I'm absolutely thrilled. Are you all? Well, then let's make sure that you show us some love through emojis and reactions. Come on, guys. Let's welcome him on screen, please. Hi, Michael. How's it going? It's an absolute pleasure for me and the audience to have you amongst us, and a privilege for us to be listening to you for the next hour as you take us a step closer. Hi, Michael. How's it going? He's going to be here and take us a step closer to the amazing journey that your life and professional career has been. On this note, Michael, I know you can hear us. We have some lovely questions for you. So I'm going to pull you back on screen now. If you can get Michael back on screen. He's been around, waiting in backstage. I'm going to pull him up so we can start asking him questions. Remember, as I mentioned earlier to all our YouTubers, please join us right here at this very platform. You got the link that's right below you. Click on that so you can join us here on this platform, because we have some special announcements. We have some giveaways. We have a special quiz that we've asked you the first 5 questions of. We're going to have the second 5 coming in just a little while. So in the meantime, we have Michael who is joining us, but there seems to be some kind of technical difficulty. We're waiting for him to come back and join us. He should be here in a few. Now, I believe last time we were 200,000. This time, I believe that we're going to break the mark of the number of people who are going to be watching us during the course of this event. I believe there are going to be 10 times, close to 5 times. I believe 5 times is the right number than we had the last previous edition. And we're hoping that all you guys who join us out here have a blast. Now, I personally have had a great time on this wonderful platform. I remember talking about space in the first ever edition that I hosted in CreatorSpace, where we talked about the formation of comets. I learned so much about it. We talked about some wonderful things that exist in the above and the beyond. And each time I come back to this platform, I absolutely love learning from the great professors and the unique minds of the people who show up and they talk to us about these wonderful things. Today, math, well, I can say for myself, wasn't one of my favorite subjects in school. But then in today's day and age, if you have people like Michael who are here joining us and can make learning fun, I'm sure it's going to be a unique new way of understanding the concept of math. Now, he talks about learning math from different things around us. So you don't have to be learning only from books. You can learn it from every other aspect in and around, and some very unique ways of handling equations, handling problems, and how everything in life can be looked at through the math perspective. Let's see how that can happen. In the meantime, while I'm saying all this to you, our technical team is trying to work out ways of how we can get Michael to emerge back. Maybe there's a mathematical problem that needs to be solved in this whole live stream for him to come back and join us out here. And the second he does, we will continue with the show.
Hi everyone, so I'm going to share my screen now and I'll start my presentation because I think we've lost Samir, so sorry about the technical problems. Right, hopefully my screen's coming through nicely for you there. Let's hide that. So today, I hope you enjoyed the first half of the quiz. A warning, the second half of the quiz is even trickier. So you've got to really think about your questions. There's some really tricky ones. You're going to think it's answer A, but actually it's going to be answer B. So just really focus on the questions for the second half of the quiz. So when you're learning maths, one really important thing is, if you're learning it well, your brain's going to hurt. So today, if your brain's hurting, that's what I want today. You may want a pen and paper to jot some stuff down. It's not too crucial. We're ready for our first poll question. So we've got, have a look at these, what this picture is. What do you think those things are? I'll tell you in a second. Do they look familiar? It's something that's zoomed up. There's a bit of a clue on the screen that actually tells you at the top. There's actually a really close-up view of some sunflower seeds. So the first poll question is, what's that yellow shape? There's slightly different shape, two different sizes. One's got side 0.7, one's got side 0.9. What is that shape? So what is that quadrilateral when all four sides are the same shape? What's the name for that shape?
It's a quadrilateral.
And we've got our amazing guests joining today as well. So we've got Harijay, give us a wave. Give us a wave, Harijay. Let's see some love in the chat for Harijay. Shashvat, give us a wave. Shashvat, can you hear me? Give us a wave. Yeah, Shashvat can hear us. Abir, do you want to give us a wave? Yeah, Abir's a bit braver. That's good. So the correct name of that shape is a rhombus. So let's have a look at the next. Slide. So we've got here a very special. We've got a special sunflower generator here. We're going to have a look at. So what we can do here is we can put in some different angles. So it puts a dot down, then rotates by this angle, and then we put another rhombus down, rotate by that angle, put another rhombus down. So Harijay, what angle would you like to see here? You can choose any angle you'd like. What
I
would you like,
like
Rijay?
546.
540. That's a giant angle. Can we go that high? Is it going to break the computer? I think Rijay is trying to break the whole computer. Wow. So why has it done that? So it's put some down. It's gone around 540 degrees, which has gone here. It's gone 540 degrees, it's gone here. So it looks a bit like a propeller or something, doesn't it? Okay, great angle. Shashvat, what angle would you like? Can't hear you, Shashvat. Are you muted?
Yes.
What angle would you like, Shashvat?
I would like the angle 290.
290, another giant angle. Let's see what that's going to do. Wow, that's a pretty cool pattern, isn't it? Do you like that pattern, Shashvat?
Yes.
Do you like that one? Do you want to change your angle? Or you're going to stick with 290.
No.
You happy with that one?
No.
No, okay, you're going to change. What do you want to change to?
310.
310. So let's have a look how the pattern's going to change as I change to 310. Is it going to stay the same? Is it going to change? Are we going to like it? Ooh, pretty similar, isn't it? Interesting. Abir, have you got a number in mind for the angle?
Yes, I've got a number in mind.
Go on then.
196.
196. Another big one. Ooh, so does that surprise you or not?
No, I like this one.
You like this one? It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many arms on this spiral? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
10, 10.
So straight away we've got some questions we can ask about that, aren't there? So it's, now I'm going to show you my angle I'm going to choose. You may have noticed this one. I'm going to choose this angle 137.5. This is a very special angle. Let's have a look at what the pattern is for that. And notice that one, there's very little overlapping and there's very little gaps. So that's a really special angle. So the sunflower plant really has worked out that this angle gives the best packing of the seeds. So you see there's no overlaps, there's no gaps. So somehow the sunflower has figured out this special angle. It didn't like your spiral, it didn't like Shashvat's number, it didn't like Harijay's number. The sunflower likes this number, 137.5 degrees. Isn't that amazing? So we've got another poll coming up. So these are just some pictures. The middle one's the sunflower. We've got a shell on the left and a nice plant on the right. We've got another poll coming up. Simply, which of those do you like best? Which picture do you like? Harijay, which one do you like?
I like.
Do you have a favourite?
I like the last one.
The last one, the plant. It's a bit of I think it's a succulent plant or something like that. Yeah. I think the audience love the sunflower. 43% for the sunflower. Excellent.
It looks nice.
And we've got another poll question coming up. Oh no, I've lost all my numbers. Okay, we'll skip that one out. So we've got another poll question coming up. So we don't want the poll question up just yet, but the poll question is going to be which set of numbers is more random. It's going to show you some examples of set A, and I'm going to show you some examples of set B. And the question is which one is more random. So let's have a look at that. So here's some examples of set A, still set A, still set A. Do you think those are random, or do they look? Is there some sort of pattern there? Set A, random or pattern for set A? Let's have a look at set B for the first time. This is what set B looks like. So I'm going to change those a bit. This is some more examples. Again, this is set B, still set B, still set B, still set B. So let's just show you those two again. So which is more random? Which set is more random? A or B? Right, have a go at that poll now. Which is more random? Set A or set B? Oh, we've got poll answers in. That's interesting. People are saying set A so far. They think set A is more random. Well done, that is the correct answer. So let's look at the grid and I'll show you why set B is the wrong answer. I'll put a grid in. Can anyone see a beer? What do you notice about the grid?
It's
What do you know
It's
about the grid and the
random.
points? No, have a closer look. Hrijay, what do you notice?
I noticed that the dots all fit in the square in the grid, so they are
Yeah,
all separated.
absolutely right. Look at the grid and the dots. Each grid is separating off one dot. So every grid has got one dot in for set B. But if you look at set A, then this square here has got 3 dots in. This square here's got 0 dots in. So this one, they're actually more random. So this one, they're constrained. For set this one, they're constrained. I've made each dot be in a square. Whereas this one, the dots can be anywhere they want. But then you get these patterns. Look, there's like a pattern here, isn't there? There's a line. Your brain likes to look at that and try and find a pattern in the numbers. So there's some sort of shape here, like a smiley face, something here. Let's do a different one. Can anyone see a pattern there? Can you see an animal or a smiley face or something? Shashvat, can you see anything? Maybe there. Can you see a straight line anywhere? Can you see a straight line in the points? Maybe here, look. So those points look like there's a pattern, doesn't it? But the points overall are just random points. Okay. So let me explain what we're going to do this time. So we've got 3 spinners. We've got a green spinner, we've got a blue spinner, and we've got a red spinner here. So what we're going to do is, Hrijay, do you want to choose a spinner? Doesn't matter. Choose one.
I want to choose the red spinner.
Oh, so Hrijay is going to choose the red spinner. Shashvat, would you like to choose a spinner?
I would like to choose the blue spinner.
Okay. And we're going to spin. There's 2 spinners at the same time. Oops. We're going to spin the 2 spinners at the same time, and then whoever gets the higher number wins. Okay. So we'll spin. We'll just do one spin and see what happens. So Hrijay's got an 8, and Shashvat's got a 3. So Hrijay wins. To do it again, spin them again. 6 and 7. So Shashvat wins that time. And again, got a 1 and a 7. So Shashvat won again. Run it again. We have a 1 and a 7. Shashvat won again. And run it again. We've got a 1 and a 5. Shashvat's on a roll. I think he's won 4 in a row. Now Hrijay comes from behind. 8 beats 5. And again, 6 beats 5. Now, the nice thing on the computer is we can do 100. So let's do 100 and see what happens. So after 100 spins, it's looking like the red spinner is beating the blue spinner. Maybe. So let's have a poll. Polls coming up. Which spinner do you think is the best? The red, the green, or the blue? Then we'll do some more experiments. Which color is the best spinner? So people think Hrijay's red. People really like the red spinner. They love the 1, the 6, and the 8. Okay. So, Abir, would you like to choose a spinner?
Yeah.
Go on then.
I'll choose the blue.
You're going to choose the blue. You reckon Shashvat had a good choice. You're going to steal Shashvat's spinner, yeah? And Hrijay, would you like to go against Abir? Which one would you like?
I would like the green spinner.
You're going to go the green spinner. So, Hrijay's got the green. Abir's got the blue. Let's do 100. Okay, now the blue's winning. So was the red spinner better or was the blue spinner better? So, Abir, yours was the blue, wasn't it? Do you want to stick with the blue or do you want to change?
Stick.
And Hrijay, do you want to stick with the green or do you want to change?
I want to change to red.
You're going to change to red. Okay. So let's. So we're going to do. So Hrijay's on this one and Abir's on this one, I think. Just do 100 spins and see. Blue had a good start then, didn't it? Oh, so the red ones won this time. So I'm going to say, Abir, do you want to stick with the blue or do you want to change?
I'm gonna change with the green. I'm gonna go to green.
The green. That was
Yep.
rubbish though. That lost. You sure? You're going to go for the green?
Yep.
Okay, Shashvat, do you want to choose a spinner?
Green.
You can't have green because Abir's got green.
Yeah, so, 1 second. Red.
Which one? You want to go red? Okay, so Abir's going green and Shashvat's going red. So let's do that one.
I got it.
Okay, so the green's looking good. But what's going on? It's not easy to see which spinner is best, is it? So let's have a look at some. Let's have a look at the maths. Let's have a look at some explanations. Actually, let's look at some explanations. So what we've got here. So let's actually try and do some calculations. So we've got the green spinner here has got the 2, 4, the 9 on it, and the red spinner's got the 1, 6, 8. So we can have a look and try and analyse which spinner's the best. Does that make sense? So if you have a 2 and a 1, then which spinner wins a beer? If the green is 2 and the red is 1, which spinner wins?
The green would win.
The green one, good. So that's why I've got a G here. So Hridjay, if I've got a 9 on the green and a 6 on the red, which one wins?
Green.
Good, so I've got a G there. And Shashvat, so if I've got a 9 on the green and an 8 on the red, which one wins?
Green.
Green, good, so I'll put a G in this one. So what do you notice about that table now? What do you notice about the G's and the R's in that table? Abir, what do you notice?
The G and R's, they both are the same numbers. Like there's 4 G's. No, there's 5 G's and 4 R's. So there's
It's
one
almost
more
the
G
same
then.
number. Good. There's almost the same number, aren't there? Good. There's one more G. So which spinner would you choose out of the green and the red now?
I would choose green.
Okay. Yeah, good. So on average, the green is going to beat the red. On average, the green's going to beat the red. So Shashvat, look in this table here. If we go blue, if we've got a 5 on the blue and a 4 on the green, which one's going to win?
Blue.
Blue, yes, excellent. So I'm going to put a blue in here. And now, Shashvat, again, what do you notice about the letters in this one?
It would be, yeah. It would be, once again. Hey, watch it. They're doing this.
Which one do you think is going to win? Which are there more of, the B's or the G's?
I think the B is gonna win.
Just slightly, isn't there? Good. There's 5 B's, aren't there, and 4 G's. So on average, if we do the blue and the green spinners, then the blue is going to win overall. Right. So on all 3 of you together to shout out as quick as you can for each of these. Okay, you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Good. Okay, so red 1, blue 3. Which one? Shout it out again.
Blue.
Blue. Good.
Blue.
Good. And 6 and 3, red and blue. 6 and 3. Which one's going to win?
Red.
Red.
Red. Excellent. And 8 and 3.
Red. Red.
Red again. Excellent. That was fast. And 1 and 5.
Blue. Blue.
Blue. Blue. And 6 and 5.
Red. Red.
Red.
We're sure? Yeah, good.
Yes.
Good. And 8 and 5.
Red. Red.
Yeah, you're getting fast at this. I think you might be doing them before I say them, aren't you? Is that red? It was red, wasn't it? Good. Make sure I pick the right one. I might make a mistake here. 1 and 7.
Blue.
Blue.
Blue, good. And 6 and 7,
Blue.
Blue.
blue. And 8 and 7,
Red.
Red.
excellent. So what do we notice about the pattern there? Abir, what do you notice about the numbers, the letters there?
It's there's five reds and 4 blues. So
Good.
in here, red would win.
On average, red will win. Excellent.
Yeah.
So in this table, green's best. In this table, blue's best. And in this table, red is best. So is it best red or which one? Have I got red right? Yes, red. Good. So if we go back to the spinners, which is it better to have first choice of spinner or second choice of spinner? Prijay, what do you think? Would you rather have first choice or second choice of spinner? What do you think?
I think the second choice is better.
Is correct. Really good. So if you've got second choice, you can always pick a better spinner, can't you? Let's have a poll up. Let's have the poll up again. We're going to put the same poll up. Which colour spinner would you now choose? Okay, the poll's not coming up, so just type in the chat which one you think. So the choices are: which spinner's best? Is the red spinner the best? Is the blue spinner the best? Is the green spinner the best? Or are they all the same? What do you think? Type in the chat what you think. Oh, we've got the poll. The poll's come up. So have a go at the poll now. Which spinner do you now want? Still a lot of people liking the red spinner. Interesting. So the correct answer is all the spinners are the same. There is no best spinner. You can always find a spinner that will beat the red. So people choosing the red spinner. So which spinner can beat the red spinner? Shashvat. If you had to choose a spinner to beat the red, which would you choose?
My best spin is blue.
You choose the blue. Let's check in this table here. So if the first player chooses the red spinner, Shashvat says he's going to choose the blue spinner. Ooh, no, there's only 4 blues there. The red's better here. So Shashvat, try again. Trying to beat the red spinner.
Red.
Trying to beat the red. Any ideas? Have a look at this.
And it is 4.
So if you pick the green spinner, then we're going to be in this table. Can you see? So in this table we've got the green spinner is going to beat the red. So if player 1 chooses the red, we can choose the green spinner, and on average we'll beat them. Only a little bit better, but we can always find one that's a little bit better than that spinner. Give me some hearts in the chat if you think that's really cool. There's no best spinner. The player 2 can always win here on average. Okay, another game. Who likes games? Give me some thumbs up in the chat if you like games. Yeah. So give me some thumbs up if you'd like to play this game. So let's explain the game. We've got 3 doors. I'm the game show host, and I've put behind the doors. I know what's behind the doors. That's really important. There is 1 car, and there are 2 goats. If you want to win a goat, it's easy, but hopefully you want to win a car. So let's have a go. Rijay, which door would you like to choose?
I would like to choose the door 3.
Door 3, excellent. And I'm the game show host, so I know where the goats and the cars are. So there's always at least 1 goat left. So I'm going to just reveal door 2 is a goat. Okay, it's not even a clean goat, so we definitely don't want that goat, do we? So now the crucial thing here is you've got a choice. So I'm going to give you this once in a lifetime opportunity. If you want, you can choose door 1, or you can stay with door 3.
I like to open door 1.
So you're going to change. So your strategy is to switch, okay?
Yeah.
And you won a car. Well done. Would you like to play again?
Yeah, I like it.
Yes.
So you got one car. Oh, play again's here, right. So, Harijay again, which door?
Door 1.
Door 1. And Harijay's strategy is to switch doors. So I'm going to click on switch now. So goat 2, there's a goat in door 2. And we're going to go switch. Harijay's chosen switching as the strategy. He's won another car. No, your strategy was to stay, wasn't it? I've made a mistake. Ah, so you got the goat because you stayed. You won the goat there, but I made a mistake. Let's play again. Harijay, which door do you want?
I would like to choose door 2 now.
Which one?
I would like to choose door 2.
Door 2, okay. And your strategy is to stay. Yes, I've got that right, haven't I? You're going to stay with door 2.
No, and switch.
And door 2's a goat. So, Shashvat or Abir, would either of you like to play with the strategy switching?
Yes.
I would like
Who
to
fancies doing
play
switching?
with.
Abir, you want to do switch?
Yes.
Shashvat, do you want to do switch or stay?
Yes.
Which one?
I would instead.
You're going to stay. Okay, so we'll do Abir with the strategy switching, and then we'll do Shashvat with the strategy staying. Okay, so we'll give you 3 goes each. So Abir, you're on. Which door would you like?
I will
3.
No, Abir. No, it's Abir's go. Sorry, Abir. Which door do you want?
3.
Now Abir's strategy is switching. He thinks by switching to door 2, he's going to get a better chance of a car. So let's have a look at that. He's going to switch. Ah, he's lost his car. And we're going to play again. So Abir, which door this time?
2.
Sure, final answer? Door
Yeah,
2?
2.
Okay. And your strategy is to switch. You're now going to switch. I've shown you there's a goat in door 1, so you're going to switch to door 3. Yeah. Oh, it's not going very well, this strategy, is it? And go again.
1.
And there's a goat behind door 3, so you're going to go switch to door 2. Yeah. You're going to stay with this strategy, aren't you? You're brave. Yay! Okay, so we've got the car. Good. And let's reset that for Shashvat.
Yes.
Okay, which door would you like to go for?
I would like to choose door 3.
Door 3 was that?
Yes.
Okay. So I've shown you there's a goat behind door 1. So your strategy is to stay. Are you going to stay or switch for your games? Still on stay?
Yes.
Okay. And you should have switched. You've got a goat. Okay. You've got 1 goat and 0 cars. Okay. Which door this time would you like?
I would like to choose the door 1.
Door 1. Okay. And I've shown you there's a goat in door 3. So do you think the car's in 1 or 2? So your strategy, you're going to stay. So you're going to say, well, perhaps we're going to hope the car is in 1. No, it's in 2. Unlucky. So you've got 2 goats and no cars. And last go, Shashvat. This is your last chance to win this car.
Yes. 3rd.
Which door? Door 3?
Third.
3rd door.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a goat in door 1. So the car's either in 3 or 2. And your strategy is to stay. You've won a car finally. But you could have won. Maybe you could have won more cars. So let's have a look at the poll. So the poll result is that 58% of people think switching is the best strategy, and that's absolutely right. So 58% of you have got that spot on. And if you stay, you've only got a 1/3 chance of winning the car. If you switch, you've got a 2/3 chance. And that's very unintuitive. That's a really tricky one, that one. So we're now going to have a look at this. Let me show you what I bought on eBay this week. I was very excited when this came in the post. So it's a shell. Let's see if we can get a good picture on the camera. I'm going to show you that. So, Abir, what patterns, can you describe what you see on this shell? You can use the one I'm showing or the other one.
I can see triangles, lots of them, big and small.
Good, different sizes, excellent.
Yeah, and some of them
What
are
about this? What about this sort of interesting bit there? How do you describe that?
there's lines there.
Good, there's definitely some lines. Any other shapes?
Like
Yeah,
in
how
the
many
lines
colours?
when it goes like that, it's like squares.
Yeah, there's sort of kind of squares, rectangles maybe. I mean, the lines aren't that straight, are they? But you could certainly say they're kind of rectangles or squares, couldn't you? So you've got some big and little big and little triangles, some little squares with nice colours. Really cool. So we've got a poll coming up. So do you think, to make it's quite a complicated pattern like that, do you think we need a complicated rule or a simple rule? Let's have a poll for that, please. Hopefully that poll's going to come up. That's the audience, Ridjo. You don't get to do the poll.
I think it's a simple rule.
Here's the poll. The poll's coming in.
Simple patterns together makes complex patterns.
So we've got the polls in. 77% of people think a simple rule can make a complex pattern. Do you think that's possible? I wonder. And 21% think you need a complex rule. So let's have a look at the next slide. So I'll explain what's going on here. So we've got a pattern. I'll just show you. So we've got a pattern that's going to go down the screen like that, and I'll show you what the rule is to make the next color. And we'll do quite a few examples. This is a little bit tricky, so we'll do some examples, take it nice and slowly. So to work out the color, the next color below the red, what we do is we take these three numbers here, the 1, 2, and the 0. We add them up. It's not too hard. That gives us 3. But then we have to go up to this rule here, and we have to count along 0, 1, 2, 3. So it gives us color 0, and if we see color 0 is black. So the color that's going to appear here is going to be black. And then the next one, to work out what goes there, I'm going to add up these three numbers, the next three numbers along, so the 2, the 0, and the 4. So, Abir, would you like to do that for me?
Yeah, sure. It's 204, which adds up to 6. And
Good.
then
And so which number in the rule is that?
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So that would be great.
And color 1 is grey. Excellent. So our prediction is, was the first one black? Was it black and then grey? So let's do a reveal, the first one. Yes, we've got black and grey right, and the others, it's worked the other ones out as well. So Shashvat, we'd like to work out the colour that's going to go below the black one for me.
Yes. The black color is 0.
So which numbers do you need to add up for that, for this one?
The black number for the black, the number is
Which three numbers do we need to add up?
0.
Which three numbers? Is it those three? Do you think the ones? Yeah, the 1, 0, 1. Good. So add up the 1, 0, 1.
2.
2. Good. So which number out the rule is 2?
A 0. First and second.
Go 0, 1, 2. So we get a 3. Do you see that? And what colours? What colours 3?
3 is green.
No. 4's green.
Yes.
Can you see which one it is?
The top.
This one here, look. That 3. So 3's blue.
4. Sorry, blue.
3's a blue. Okay. So we're going to get a blue one here. Harijay, which colour are we going to get here? Which numbers are we going to add up for that one? Harijay, can you hear me? I think we've lost Harijay. Abir, can you tell me which numbers we add up for this one?
Yeah, 0, 1, 0, which is 1.
Right, pause. Yeah,
And
good. So we add up those three. Add up those three numbers. So add those
yeah,
up for me.
1,
1, and then which number out the rule is that?
0, 1 is 0. So that
0.
would be
It's that
black.
0 there. So that'll be black. So we're going to get a black one under that one. And then for this one, I'll do this one. So this one we add up the 1, 0, 0 to get the number below the next one. So 1, 0, 0 actually is going to be the same as a beer's. So it's going to be another black number, I think. So let's
I'm
reveal
back.
that.
I'm back.
Ah, Harijay's back. Excellent. We'll get you to do it in a minute, Harijay. So we got our prediction was blue, black, and black. So this one, we're going to get the audience to do the next one with a poll. So the audience have to do the number below the blue square. So let's have the poll up which colour comes next. So Harijay, Shashvat, and Abir, work it out in your head, but don't shout it out. Don't give it away for the audience, okay? So I want to know which number is going to, which colour is going to be underneath the blue poll. So work that out. We'll get the poll up in a second. So audience, try and work this one out. I'll give you a clue in a second. So the numbers we have to add up for this one are all the polls up. So put your number in quick, and I'll tell you. Oh, we've got a lot of predictions for black. Let's see if that's right. So the numbers we add up are 0, 3, 0. So that's adding up to 3. So we go 0, 1, 2, 3. We get 0. So it is black. So well done, everyone who put black in. And we're very short. We've got a couple of minutes left. So I just want to show you one more thing. So we've done this for 6 pixels. Give me some thumbs up if you want to see it for 600 pixels. You want to see it for 600 pixels. Wow, look at this. So very quickly, so here's this rule, but for 600 pixels. And I just want to show you a couple of things about this. We get some really interesting things where it's repeating. So this bit is a bit messy, looks like it's not repeating, but here we've got this interesting thing here where it's repeating kind of diagonally. We've got some vertical repeating, and we've got, let's let it go a little bit more. Some really interesting structures there. So that is from a simple rule. We're making some really complicated patterns. I'm just going to let the 3 audience members choose their own pattern. So Harijay, just say yes or no for these, and if you don't like it, we'll give you another one, okay? Harijay, do you like that one?
No.
Do you like that one, Harijay?
No.
Do you like that one?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, good. So Harijay, write down that number quick. We'll get it off the video afterwards. That's Harijay's number. That rule gives Harijay's pattern. Shashvat, we'll get it on the video later, Harijay, don't worry. Shashvat, okay, I'm going to give you a rule. So, do you like that one?
No.
Do you like that one?
Yes.
Okay, right. So that one is Shashvat's rule. Okay, so write that number down quick if you like that. If you like that pattern, we'll get it off the video later, Shashvat. Okay.
Yes.
And Abir. So we're going to give you a rule now. Okay. Abir, do you like that one?
No.
No, I quite like that one. I love that one. Do you like that one?
No.
Now that one's interesting. We've got some of the triangles in, like we had on the shell, haven't we? We've got some triangles. Do you like that one?
I like
Do
this
you like
one.
that one?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's pause that one. So that one is Abir's one. So I want to see some big hearts in the chat. Thank you for our 3 volunteers. They've been fantastic today. Really well done. And they've got, as a prize, they've got their own rule. No one has ever seen that pattern before, ever in the world, Abir. Okay, that is your unique pattern. Okay, you can keep that one forever.
Hey, Michael, that was absolutely wonderful. I was sitting backstage, absolutely glued on to everything that you were doing. And I really hope that when I look back at my life as a student, I wish I had somebody like you teaching me all these wonderful things because they truly were outstanding. Now,
Thank
kids,
you.
all the wonderful kids out there, we have Abir, Shaswat, Rijay. They've been fantastic. So a big shout out to them. And
Fantastic.
you guys go out and become those wonderful mathematicians and enjoy math. That's what we're here to make sure all you guys do. Now, keeping in mind, we have Michael here with us. We have the second round of the quiz as well. But let's now deep dive into Michael's life and ask him some questions about the way it's been for him, his journey so far. So, Michael, if you're okay with it, we're going to throw out a few questions for you. The young learners out here would love to know more about your life and the wonderful things that you do associated with the world of math. So, starting off with, Michael, from a math teacher to the CTO of GeoGebra, transforming the definition of math. Tell us about your journey so far.
Yeah, so I mean, I started out in my first job was 1996. So mobile phones weren't around. We did have some computers, so we had to teach. The school was quite advanced, so it was teaching geometry using this new thing called dynamic geometry, which I'd never seen before. And I was really amazed that you could do these really great animations on the computer to really understand geometry. So I thought I'll try and make that myself. So I made a version that wasn't that good. And then a bit later on, I found this great software called GeoGebra. This is just the power of the internet, because it was made. The original inventor was in Austria, Markus Hohenwerter. So we met up and we just started making it better, and then mobile phones came along. We had to put it on that, and we started out in Java, and now we've had to go to HTML5. It's just amazing that all the different things we've had to do along the journey.
That's fantastic. But just talking about Marcus, who's the founder of GeoGebra, how did this meeting really happen? How did this association really start?
So I emailed him saying, I've written this. I thought my original one was quite good at that point, but now I know it's not that good. But at the time, I said, you should have a look at this. It's great. But then he said, no, you should look at GeoGebra and add some things to GeoGebra. And he was right, of course. So then we met up at a conference, and it just went from there.
Fantastic. You guys clicked, and look where it's taken everybody to now. Now, which are the coolest concepts and features that GeoGebra has as a software brought to the children wanting to learn math?
So I mean, one cool thing about GeoGebra is that teachers can use it to explain things. But for me, the really cool thing is that students themselves can use it, and they can really, because of the way GeoGebra is designed, they can really explore mathematics themselves. That's really, really powerful.
Fantastic. Now, I'm sure there've got to be some challenges that you faced while designing the interface, which is readily adaptable by the students and users. How difficult or easy was it to visualize this software?
I think it's interesting. I mean, I think we borrow a lot of ideas. I mean, no software invents everything itself. So you use ideas from other software. You get ideas. It's really valuable watching people using it. Whenever you watch somebody using it, you think, oh, they found that really hard. How can I make it better? So that's really the key point, is to watch and observe users.
Fantastic. Also, Michael, what's the biggest gap being bridged by online education, and how can students leverage it the best?
I think it hasn't been. I don't think anyone's cracked it yet. I think there's still a big research area. But I think the really cool thing is it just levels it up. So anyone in any country can go on and listen to the best educators on YouTube or wherever, or just access the best websites, or
Great. Also, what have been the transformations you've seen in terms of learning and understanding math amongst children after the introduction of software for learning?
So I think it's much better for anything visual. It's much better. So if you have to draw triangles in class with a ruler and compass, the students can take forever just doing that. But you can show them with the computer. You can show them 1,000 different triangles in 1 minute. So it's so much more efficient and engaging for the students, I think.
Great. Now, all the students out here who are seeing math in a whole new light right now, Michael, are probably thinking, hey, this is a fun subject. This is something I never looked at this way before. Now they're going to think that, hey, what are the career options that one can have or explore in the field of mathematics?
Now, that question is easy, because you need mathematics for every single career. Everything we've seen today, math is everywhere in nature, but it's everywhere in real life. If you're looking at traffic flow or anything, or making your next computer game, anything like that, okay, you need mathematics. It's that simple.
Yeah. And we're going to keep it simple. And math being simple is something that's really fun to do and watch. Michael, thank you for those lovely answers. But now we have to give all the students out there a chance to go and get a chance to win these lovely prizes with the second part of the quiz, the tricky questions with Michael.
Just remember,
yeah,
really tricky, really tricky.
Really tricky, Michael.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to do these tricky questions now. Let's pull them on the very screen. And 5 questions coming your way. 2 sets of 5 multiple choice questions each with only 1 right answer. Right? Okay. Ready for it, guys? I'm going to pull out the 5 questions. Michael, you can give some hints if you feel like. If the questions get too tricky for our friends to handle. This is Tricky Quiz with Michael, and it's part 2. Here's the first question, Michael. If you're ready for it, all you young minds out there from across the world, here it is. Which shape is the odd one out? A, B, C, D, or E? Want to give a hint, Michael? You want to advise them which way to think? I think you've gone on silent, Michael. You've gone on mute by...
Sorry, so just to be clear, shape D is green, in case you're having trouble with your colours. That's not a clue, though. It's
not a clue. He's not giving a clue. He's guiding you in the right direction. A lot of people are saying, oh, get the poll out now. Is the poll out now? Let's have a look at the poll. Which way is the poll rolling?
We've got 44% for B currently.
Oh, we do? Okay, you can see it from your end. All right, we got 44% for B. Let's see what the right answer is. What is the right answer, folks? And the answer is A. Ooh.
Only 3%. I told you it was going to be tricky.
Yes, it is very tricky. Why was it 3, Michael? Help us, guide us.
So B is different from all the other shapes because of the boundary. C is different because of the shape.
Yeah.
D is different because of the color. E is different because of the size. So A is the only one that isn't the odd one out, so it is the odd one out. How tricky is that?
That is tricky. I would have never known it myself too, Michael. Very well done on that first question. If you guys are ready, it's time for question number 2 right now. Well, you set the standards after the first question. Now, if a doctor gives you 5 pills and tells you to take 1 pill every half hour, how long would it take before all the pills have been taken? Is it 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 hours, 30 minutes, or is it 3 hours? Michael, another tricky one. You can see the poll on the screen is going all towards 2 hours and 30 minutes. Are you liking what you're seeing? You want to give them a slight clue, give them some direction to think?
I think this time they're getting it all right. So this is good. They've woken up to the fact it's a tricky quiz. This is good.
Okay. Michael is happy with your efforts, guys. He's saying that he's happy with the way you're thinking. Let's see what is the right answer now. The right answer is, it's 2 hours again. It's not
the right
answer.
2 hours. No, there's a mistake. There's 2 hours 30 because in the first hour you take 3 pills. You take a pill at the start, a pill halfway through, and you get a pill. So in the first one you get 3 hours. So 2 hours 30 is the right one for that.
2 hours 30 is the right answer. Don't worry, guys. We'll change it around on our screen, but 2 hours 30 is the right answer. Question number 3. A snail is at the bottom of a 20-meter deep pit. Every day, the snail climbs 5 meters upwards, but at night, it slides 4 meters down backwards. When does the snail reach the top of the pit? Wow, it's a tough one. During the 14th day, during the 16th day, during the 18th day, or during the 20th day? That's a tough one, Michael. You got to guide the young minds on this one.
So the 20th day is coming up for 41%.
Yep.
They've made an assumption. So they've said it's going up 1 meter every day. But the trick is on the 16th day, it goes up 5 meters. So on the 16th day, it does reach the top on the 16th day.
There you go.
That's a really tricky one.
It's a tricky one. The answer is during the 16th day. All right, guys, this is getting lots and lots of fun assumptions by people. Question number 4. If 5 friends met each other and each person shakes everyone else's hand only once, how many handshakes will there have been in total? Think about it, guys. Shake on that. Think on that. A lot of people are saying 10. Michael, are they thinking on the right track?
Yeah, a lot of people think 10, a lot of people think 20. So why do you think people might think 20? I don't know. So the trick is that if you count all the handshakes, you might have to divide it by 2 because there's there's 2 people in a handshake. So you might think 20 is right, but then you have to halve it to get 10. So 10 is right. So well done to the 43% of people who got the 10.
The right answer is on your screens, 10. Thank you, Michael, for that. He's guiding you along the way as well to make the tricky ones not so tricky. Okay, the last one, the 5th one coming up on your screen, guys. Okay, a 300-meter freight train is traveling 300 meters per minute and must travel through a 300-meter long tunnel. How long will it take the train to travel through the tunnel? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 100 minutes, or 300 minutes? Everything is 300 in the question. Could it be throwing you off, or could it be guiding you towards the right answer? Think about it, guys. Think about it. A lot of people are saying 1 minute, Michael, and a few are saying 2 minutes. What do you reckon? What do you feel?
I'm thinking that after 1 minute, only the front of the train's out of the tunnel. So I think the correct answer is going to be only the front's out after 1 minute. So when's the train all the way through the tunnel?
All the way through the tunnel. The right answer is, guys, it is 2 minutes. He told you in the first minute the front will be out, but the entire train out is going to be 2 minutes. With that, we end the tricky quiz with Michael. Thank you, Michael. There were some really fun questions. And of course, making our young minds think. You really made them tricky.
Absolutely.
All right. Now we've got a small fun segment. It's a Q&A segment that we have for you, where we're going to be posing a few questions on the very screen. And we're going to have a poll with the audience on seeing which question they want to ask you. So here it is, guys. This is a Q&A with Michael. There are 3 sets. We're going to start with Math and Us. You guys can tell us which question you'd like to ask from the particular set. How important is the existence of math for the youth today? How should they perceive math as a necessity? What were the shortcomings while learning math that you think has been overcome with the introduction of computers and software? What have been the myths associated with maths and GeoGebra has been able to nullify? I think it's a clear shot winner. How important is the existence of math for the youth today? How should they perceive math as a necessity? That's the one they want to ask you, Michael.
Sure. Thanks. So I think we've really discussed that today, because it's just because math is in the world all around you. So I think it's just really making sure that people understand, everywhere they look, there's maths. You can look out of the window and you can find some maths. You can find some mathematics anywhere, really. So that's the key point for me.
Fantastic. Find it around you, guys. It's everywhere around you. There's always a problem to solve, and enjoy it. Okay, we've got a second set now. Our second set coming up on your screen. We got these amazing features. You can choose which feature you'd want to ask Michael about. There's spreadsheets, there's 3D graphic tool, there's a probability calculator, there's a measurement tool, and of course there is creating custom tools. So I think they're all going towards the 3D aspect of life, Michael. They're asking you to let them know about the world of 3D graphic tools. 79% want you to answer that. 82 now, actually. Yeah. 3D graphic tool, Michael, if you could tell us something about that.
Okay, give me a sec. Here we go. So here's something that, let me just pause that. So here's something I was making. I was copying somebody else. Someone else made this really cool animation. I'll just show you what they made. So they made this shape here. So it's going from an octahedron, and then they move the points along the on the side of the octahedron. We get some really cool shapes here. Quite a cool one there. There's an icosahedron, I think, just there. So you see the slider's going from 0 to 1. But I made a mistake. I made the slider go from -5 to 5 when I was making it. I discovered that at one end of the slider, we've got this, and that's called the great icosahedron. I'll just spin that around for you, if I can. No, it's not going to play. Oh. And having a slight slowdown here. And at the other end of the slider, we've got this other strange shape here. So just by messing around in this tool, I found these 2 really crazy shapes, as well as all the other nice ones I was expecting. So that's my little demo of the 3D, how the 3D tool is just amazing.
Fantastic. Have fun doing that, guys. Seems super cool. All right, the third set and the last set now on your screens, and a question that you would like to ask, Michael. Here's the third set on your screen. Okay, what's the key advice you always give to your students who are budding mathematicians? What is the most fun aspect of being able to solve any mathematical problem with the system software, unlike earlier times? What has been your biggest challenge as an educator designing the digital learning curriculum for the children? And I think they all want to ask you, Michael, what is the key advice you always give to your students who are budding mathematicians?
So one thing is really key, just keep asking questions, be interested, ask about the world, ask about the problems. But so the one key bit of advice is you've got to make mistakes. It's really important. You've got to try things, make mistakes. That's the only way you get better. If you're getting your maths homework right, if you're getting 10 out of 10 on your maths homework, it's probably a waste of your time. So find something a bit harder.
But there you go, guys. That was the session with Michael, who, of course, made us dwell into the world of mathematics through these lovely quizzes that he put forward for us. He talked to us about his journey, about GeoGebra, and, of course, you got a chance to ask him some of the questions which are very pertinent to the world of math. Thank you so much, Michael, for joining us, for giving us an insight into your world. And I can assure you, after today, a lot of minds, I wish I could reverse my age and go back and start learning again to learn math in this wonderful way. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi there. Welcome to Pointsland. What is Pointsland? Pointsland is an amazing online place where I can choose the coolest and most lovable characters to express myself. And then I can send them on an amazing adventure. How does Pointsland work? First, I earn points by attending classes, taking quizzes, and finishing assignments. Thanks! Then I visit Pointsland, where I can trade my points for a cool new character. Today I'm feeling kinda adventurous. Like I'm an astronaut dodging asteroids in outer space. I think tomorrow I want to be a dragon on Mars. It's fun to check Pointsland because there are always new, unexpected characters and backgrounds for me to collect. There's even a link so that I can learn how to earn more points. Now all my friends think my profile is super cool. Thanks, Pointsland. So if you want to make your profile super cool, like mine, just log in, find your character, and choose your background. I have just one question for you. Who are you going to be today?
Well, hello, and I'm back once again. Guys, how cool was that video? We have a very cool feature launch for all the students of WhiteHat Jr. and Byju's Future School. Coming soon to your dashboard is an amazing new place called the Pointsland. Now, Pointsland is a special place where kids like you can express yourselves in cool and creative ways by changing how your profile looks and feels. In Pointsland, you can use all the points earned from classes and assignments to get cool characters and send them to magical and out of this world places. Be an astronaut dodging asteroids today and a dragon on Mars tomorrow. All you have to do is find your character, choose their background, and start your adventure. So who will you be today, guys? Isn't that super cool? As a part of another cool offering, which we mentioned earlier, you'll be getting your hands on the cool certificate signed by Michael upon completing a free math trial class, which is booked within the next 24 hours. So guys, now as we continue on this mathemagical journey, let's talk about our next esteemed speaker. We know you're waiting for this eagerly, and so am I, because she is going to change the entire perspective that we normally have for math. The next person joining us is a Stanford professor and has authored 18 books and has been named as one of the 8 educators who are changing the face of education by the BBC. Can we please have a huge virtual round of applause for Dr. Joe Boaler and call her on stage, please?
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Joe. How's it going with you?
Hi. Good to see you. Doing
It's
very
very
well,
good
thank
to see
you.
you as well. And it's an honor for us to have you here with us. I mean, the students and the audiences are waiting to hear from you and more about the why behind the math. Now, I want to leave you with this young audience, and I'll be backstage. Give me a call out, and I will join you back for an amazing quiz session with the audience. But before I go, a shout out to the YouTube audience. Guys, join us live. Be part of this amazing session and take part in the live polls and quizzes, because up next, we have a sneak preview of the Global Math Challenge and some amazing quiz questions. The floor is yours, Dr. Joe.
Thank you. I am going to start sharing my slides. It's I have to just allow some permissions on this different computer. But while I'm doing that, I have a question that's going to come up as soon as I start sharing. And my question for you is, what is maths? If you were to describe maths in a couple of words, how would you describe it? So let's see if I can pull up. So I'm going to, I see lots of people are answering already. That's cool. Something's going on and I'm not seeing my slides. Not quite sure what's happening here. So I see a lot of people. Oh, here we go. Excellent. All right, so I've asked you the question already, what is mathematics? And we're going to be thinking about this together today. So I already asked you this, describe in 1 or 2 words, what is mathematics? And I see a lot of people saying maths helps us in life, maths is about numbers, a lot of people saying that. So I want to share with you what a top mathematics professor how he describes mathematics. So this is Keith Devlin. He is the author of 34 books, 80 research articles, and this is what he says. He says that people have asked this question for many years, what is mathematics? But in the last 20 years, people have agreed that maths is the science of patterns. What does that mean? I love that description. And I think this is his book called Mathematics, the Science of Patterns. I think some of us know a pattern when we think of it like this. What comes next if we see this pattern? Stars and other shapes, different colored circles. So you probably can think about what the next shape may be. But I see patterns in all of mathematics. So I have a different question for you. This is what happens when we multiply by 9. It's like our 9 times table. So 1 9 is 9, 2 9s are 18, 3 9s are 27, 4 9s are 36. So even in this multiplication, I start to see a pattern. And I wanted to ask you, what pattern do you see? If you could write that in chat, that would be great. What pattern do you see? And I'm looking at your responses over here. So a lot of people are saying you add on 9s, and that's definitely true. But I want you to see another pattern, and I'll just share with you as we go down the numbers. If I look at 2 9s, I see the answer is 18. And when I look at 3 9s, the answer is 27. So I have gone from 1 to 2, but in the units column, I have gone down 1. 1 and 8 is 2 19s. 2 and 7 is 2 9s, sorry. 3 9s are 27, 2 and 7. 4 9s, we go up 1 in the tens column. We go down 1 in the units. 5 9s, same pattern. So patterns like this exist all through mathematics. Here's another one for you to try. when I multiply by 5, 12 fives are 6, 16 fives are 8, 300 fives are 150. What do you notice in this pattern? What could help you if you were asked to multiply something by 5? So again, I'm going to ask you to respond in chat. What pattern is happening here? So I'm going to share with you something really cool that I know when I multiply by 5, I can instead, if I don't want to do that difficult, complicated multiplication, I can instead multiply by 10 and then halve my answer. So this is another pattern that works. If we look at 16 times 5, when I work that out in my head, I think I'm going to multiply by 10 and then halve it. So these are really interesting patterns that are all through mathematics. And I think it's really important for you to think that your role in maths class is like being a detective, finding out the patterns. Where are the patterns you see in your maths class? Where are the patterns you see in your life, in your neighborhood? That's a really cool thing to do. This is a multiplication table, a 12 by 12 table. And a lot of people think of this as something they have to memorize, which isn't very interesting. But there are lots of interesting patterns in this 12 by 12 table. I can show you here. Oh, we're not getting animation, unfortunately. No. I'll just see if I can fix that. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. When I shared this on Twitter, I asked people if they could why there were these curves on the multiplication table. These curves are actually coming about because I'm connecting all of the 12s. And if I draw a line through all the multiples of 12, what you see are these really interesting curves, not what people normally think about on a multiplication table. I asked other people, what do you make of these curves? And one of the mathematicians I asked made this interesting curve. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really, I don't know where that came from. Having trouble here. Let me just, I do not know why that just popped up. I think I'm sharing with you the wrong thing. I do apologize. I don't know why this is happening in this way, but I can tell you, as the last speaker shared, it's really important to make mistakes and embrace them. And so I'm not getting my slides to share. So I'm going to just chat with you while I try and fix that.
Well, hello, my dear friends. How are you all doing? Are you guys charged up with all the math in your mind to go out and solve the problems of the world using day-to-day things that you see in front of you? Now, while Dr. Boaler is working out her wonderful presentation, we've been told that we got the maximum number of people who've joined us, and well, the system's not being able to take so many people, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be super exciting when she comes back on, because she's got a great set of things to show you guys, and we're going to work out the technical glitches. This always happens when you go in live to do something. So while we're working that out, we do have a second quiz that we have lined up for you. We're going to bring that quiz in right now. So young minds, you've answered questions really well. Let's get back into some more of those questions. We're going to give you some options as well. We got the poll running on the side. Let's see which way your minds are going to go now that they're infused with the math inside them. All right, so we've got a few questions lined up for you guys. And here is the first question on your very screen. Here it is, folks. 4 students made 3 cookies each. Rex placed a cookie in the middle of the tray and a star-shaped cookie on the right side of the circular cookie. Which tray belongs to Rex? Come on, what do you guys feel? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? Have a look at those 4 trays in front of you. Remember, 3 cookies each, a circular cookie in the middle of the tray, a star-shaped cookie on the right side of it. I'm seeing all the poll results in front of me, and it's leaning towards D. But what we saw when we were having the questions with Michael, sometimes in math, the unexpected happens as well. Well, you guys seem pretty certain and sure which way this is going, and a lot of you are saying that the right answer is going to be D. So is D the right answer? Yes, it is, young minds. Very, very well done. You guys have been exceptional on that first question. D was the right answer. There is the circular placed cookie and the star cookie on the right-hand side. I tell you what, you all are the stars of this math quiz. You want to be further, even better stars? I got another question. Question number 2 lined up for each and every one of you. Here it is. Now, Nina and Dave take gifts from under the Christmas tree. Nina takes 18 gifts and Dave takes 10 gifts. How many gifts does Nina have to give Dave so they both have the same number of gifts? Nina takes 18, Dave takes 10. But they have to share and make it equal. So how many gifts does Nina have to give Dave so they both have the same number of gifts? The options: 4, 5, 6, or is it 7? Which way is the mind going, my dear young learners? A lot of you are saying 4. That's 75% of you till now. A few are saying 7. Even fewer are saying 6. And, well, 5 is not being sought after at all. The right answer is yes. Going with you, wonderful young lads and ladies. We have 74% saying 4, and that is the right score and the right answer. Very well done to each and every one of you. All right, question number 3. Let's see. Eva and Carl feed 36 grapes to ducks. They shared them equally between all the ducks. How many ducks can definitely not be there? Not be there. That's the trick to the question. Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 6? Or is it 9? Think lateral. Think parallel. Think different. Think right. What is the right answer? Is it 5? A lot of you leaning towards 5. Some are going towards 4, 20% towards 4. It's further strengthening towards 5. 6 and 9 are the least sought after. And the right answer is 5. Bang on, folks. Bang on. Very well done to the majority who's thinking absolutely wonderful. All right, you guys want some more? You guys want some more questions? Okay, here's the 4th one. Mr. Williams opens 4 outdoor umbrellas. The options show the top view of the umbrellas on a grid. Which umbrella has the biggest area? 4 outdoor umbrellas. The options show the top view of the umbrellas on a grid. Which umbrella has the biggest area? The biggest area. C is what 80% of you are saying as I look at the polls here. B, A, D, not being looked at. Your minds are pretty clear. You've gone towards C. So let us now see if that's the right answer. No, it's A. Whoa, A, that was a tricky one, wasn't it? It was like Michael's question there. which makes you think otherwise. Sometimes the obvious is not the right answer. So A was the right answer there. All right, question number 5. Okay, candies in a box can be equally divided without cutting into pieces now between 5, 7, or 13 people. What is the least number of candies the box could have without cutting into pieces? Remember, very, very important. Is it 455, 35, 91, or is it 65? Another very tricky one. Now, guys, last time what happened? We all thought it was the other way, but the answer was A. This time, think carefully. Yes, and the poll is also showing it quite equal between 455 and 35. It's in the 30s in terms of percentage in which we are leaning towards, and I think it could be a close one. Let's see what the right answer is. It is 455. Well done. Well, the majority of you got that right. That's absolutely phenomenal. Now, guys, that ends the 5 questions that we have for you out here. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go backstage, check on Dr. Joe Boaler, and see if she's ready.
I'm back.
You're back, Dr.
I'm
Joe.
back and ready.
Thank you so much.
I think we've solved the problems.
You have, of course. If there's any problem or math or life, we're going to lean on you to solve this. Because you can solve all the problems in the world.
That's nice of you. Problem solving is great.
It is great. Now we're going to learn about this problem solving in your session. I'm going to give the floor to you, and I'm going to be backstage. Call me out whenever you're done.
Fantastic. Thank you for staying with me, everybody. And I know you can see my slides now. I'm hoping I can show you them in the right mode. So what we're going to be thinking about now is really, what is mathematics? That's the question I asked you at the beginning. What is maths? And I see maths as having 3 areas. And I don't know, I'm still not getting them to present, but we can see them on the side. Number sense, and I know lots of you have been doing great work with numbers this morning. Shape and space, and you've also been thinking about space and visualization, I know, with your previous guest. And then data science is the emerging new area of maths that is really important. But I also wanted to share with you some areas in mathematics that you should be thinking about as you do maths. Collaborating, talking with each other about ideas, so important. Using your intuition, we'll be thinking about that in a moment. Looking for patterns, as I talked about at the beginning, and thinking visually. So let's think a little bit about each of those. And I'm going to start by giving you a problem in numbers to think about. So here's a tricky problem, but maybe with the tips I gave you earlier, you can think about this. What is the answer to 18 times 5? See if you can think about that in your head. It's a good one to think about in your head. 18 times 5. So I see some answers coming in, and I'm curious how people worked them out. So I know that lots of people, when they're asked the answer to 18 times 5, they do this. They put up 18, or in their head, they think 18 times 5. It's called an algorithm. They do 5 times 8 and carry it, and they go on like that. But there are lots of other ways to think about 18 times 5. So here's one of them. Some people think, well, I'm going to work out 20 times 5. I don't know why my slides aren't moving. We're really having lots of challenges this morning, but good job. We really like challenge here. Some people think I'm going to work out 10 times 5. Some people think about 9 times 5. And in all of these cases, I've shown what it looks like visually. So what's really important in number sense is to be able to think flexibly with numbers, maybe change numbers into others. I don't want to think about 18 times 5. I'll think about 20 times 5 and then take off 2 5s. It's really cool to actually just play with a calculator. That's what I did in a lot of my childhood. So just looking for number patterns. So I don't know why, but I'm not seeing my slides catching up on the screen with where I'm showing them, but I'm going to keep saying to keep going and say that what's really cool is that numbers are everywhere in the world. Wherever you look, you see numbers. So being comfortable and flexible with numbers is really important. But another area is also really important, which is shape and space. And I know you were learning about that earlier. So I'm waiting for my slides, which don't seem to be catching up. So now you've heard from, let me try again. I'm just going to go back in again and see if we can get these slides working better. So,
See this?
yeah, but look. Okay, so at least you see my slide now. The space and shape in the world is so interesting, and probably not in the way you might see it in school as lots of geometry problems. I want to share with you a video from my university, Stanford, and of people using shape and space. So I'm waiting for that to appear on your screen. I don't know why there's a long delay when I show something, but when we get the video up, I'm going to play it for you.
It's not here. I don't know.
I see you're not seeing the video yet. Well, maybe
What we call markerless technology.
I have a few videos to show you, and
This slide is up now.
that don't seem to want to play. So the next video I wanted to show you is of an amazing person. He's called Sebastian Thrun. He invented Google Glass. He worked at Google for many years. He's worked with driverless cars. So he helped make cars that people could drive without a driver. And now he's working on flying cars, which I guess is the next thing to do after you've mastered driverless cars. And I wanted you to listen to Sebastian talking about maths, but I'm not sure if it's going to work because we haven't been able to see the videos on screen, but I'll give it a moment, and hopefully you can hear from Sebastian. I'll play it and we'll see if you can hear it.
So I use math every day, every minute of my life, but not the way math is usually thought of as big formulas. But math is a way to look at life. I mean, I go to a supermarket and buy things, I use math. I drive to work and look at my phone to see what the congestion level is. And I use math to understand how long the commute would take me. And I use math in my own research when I build robots that navigate streets. I emulate the human brain's information processing, and it's known that the way we process multiple sources of information is somewhat reminiscent of something more abstract.
I know you're all there on
Bayesian
chat.
and
Can you hear
statistics.
Sebastian?
I find
I
it
know you
extremely
can't see
empowering
it, but
because
can
the
you
world
hear
is
him?
geometric. Time is geometric, space is geometric.
Great, thank
We
you.
operate in time and space all the time. And to understand how space interacts with us and time and people, math is just a great concept.
So Sebastian there is talking about how maths is everywhere in the world. And one of the things he really cares about, and you'll hear this in a minute, is having intuition in maths. So never just accepting a formula, but really thinking about why it works. One of the formulas you may learn about in school is that when we find the area of shapes, we multiply the length by the height. And so I have a visual there for you, which you're not seeing on the screen, but I would always think to myself, why does that work? Use my intuition. And we're going to listen again to Sebastian. Tell me if you can hear him talking about the importance of intuition.
Most of my math is extremely intuitive. I remember writing a paper, actually with Daphne Koller from Coursera, on a robotic formula, which was very complicated. And I intuitively guessed the formula correctly and implemented it, and it worked beautifully. And I spent the next 3 or 4 weeks trying to derive it mathematically. And because I knew it was intuitively correct, I couldn't quite understand why. And eventually I got the math together. I had to make certain assumptions that were implicit in the derivation that made the formula correct. I always felt math is just about the most intuitive thing on the planet. It's just explained very poorly. Like, we all know, I don't know how long an hour is, 2 hours are. And we all know if you want to do something that takes 2 hours and we wake for 16 hours a day, how many of those things we can do. And at that level of math is, I think, really easy. And almost everything from really complex measure theory to integration to like the most abstract approximation theory and asymptotes, I think are similar in nature. They're very intuitive. And then the sad part is when the abstraction comes along, putting this into formulas, people often lose intuition. They think, wow, these are like abstract little things we have to manipulate according to fixed rules. And those fixed rule manipulations are devoid of an intuitive interpretation. And that's when we should just stop. We should just not do it. We should refuse to do it. We should say, okay, I only am willing to manipulate equations I understand. I understand intuitively. And if it takes us longer, that's fine. I remember in my early scientific career.
So I'll stop there. But I wanted to share with you something Sebastian is saying is use your intuition. If you get a formula, don't use it unless you understand why it works. And we have found that to be the best teaching approach. Those of you who are parents listening, is when we give students questions and ask them, use your intuition. And then later they learn how to solve it. They learn a lot more deeply. So another idea I wanted to share with you, and I don't know why you're not seeing my slides because I moved them on, but is that when we discuss ideas, we engage in something really important, which is called reasoning. So I don't know if the team can help with my slides not moving, but I wanted to give you another problem to think about.
Can you go out and go back in? That's when it seems to give you the current slide.
I'll try to stop sharing and start sharing again.
And pick the slide you want to be on.
We're having some system problems today, but if I go out and go back in and share, then it seems like you get to see something. But so I have another question for you, which is a harder one this time. I'd like you to think about it, maybe with your parents, is how would you think about 1 divided by 2/3? So a lot of people think 1 divided by 2/3, and I'm looking at your chat responses, which are great, is you do a calculation, you turn things upside down, something called flip and multiply. But actually, there's a lovely visual approach to solving this problem. And I'm showing it to you here. If we think of 1 in this visual way as a rectangle, and we think of 2/3 as a rectangle, we actually can see that 1 set of 2/3 goes inside that rectangle, and then another half of that 2/3. That's why we know that 1 divided by 2/3 is 1.5. And so thinking visually in those ways will really help you. We know that our brains actually want to think visually about maths, and that when you think about maths in different ways, your brain is having all these amazing connections that are really important. And one of the people I shared last time I was here that I love people to think about is Mariam Mirzakhani. She won the Fields Medal, the highest honor in mathematics. All of her work was visual. She did a lot of high-level important mathematics without numbers. Mariam, actually, when she was in school, was told by her teacher that she couldn't do maths, that she was bad at maths. And so it was really great that she went on to win the highest honor in the world and was looked up to by all these mathematicians. So thinking visually is really important. And I'm going to give you another question to think about now, which you can think about in any way you want to. And it's called the turkey problem. It comes from my friend Ruth Parker. And this is the problem. You're told someone's on a diet and they go into a shop to buy turkey slices. They're given 3 slices, which weigh 1/3 of a pound, but their diet says they're only allowed 1/4 of a pound. How much of the 3 slices can they eat? So that's a hard one. I'm going to give you a bit of time to think about that one. And I can see some people saying, yeah, it's hard. Is it 1? Is it 1.5? Is it? So I can tell you that a lot of people, when they're given a problem like this, they set it up as a calculation and they do some hard algebra. And I'm showing you that calculation on the screen. 3 slices are 1/3, so I make it into X. But I wanted to show you what one 9-year-old girl did when she was given this problem. She said this. She said, they're given 3 slices, which weigh 1/3 of a pound. So she drew out 3 slices and said, if 3 slices weigh 1/3 of a pound, then I know that 9 of them are a pound. And I'm asked how much is 1/4. So I'm going to take my 9 circles and make them into quarters and then add them up. So again, just a beautiful visual approach, and thinking visually in these ways is super important. So the last thing I want to share with you is, I shared some of this last time, just the importance of data in the world. We know now that most of the data in the world has come in the last few years, and the world is filled with data now. By the end of 2020, there were as many pieces of data in the world as there are stars in the universe. And we know that all jobs require people to be thinking about data. So we really like getting young students to think about, what does it mean that you live in this data-filled world? How can you make sense of data? And we love that this very important job of being a data scientist is one that anybody can do. And there's lots of ways to learn how to be a data scientist. So last time I was here with you, I asked people, can you think of something in your life and make a data visual out of it? And I love to ask that. I asked my own students at Stanford. I asked lots of people to do this. So let's have a look at some. This is Anya, who decided to think about her toys in different ways. She could code them and separate them by their shape, by their feel. This is a slightly more complicated data visual that my daughter did of her week. But when I was here last time, I asked you, do you want to try a data visual and send them to us? And I'm going to share with you some of the ones that we received from you. Before I do that, I wanted to show you my Stanford class, which we taught online last year. I asked them to share data visuals, and they did a great job. This was Nathan, who showed the sounds in his room in this very creative way. This is Emily, who was recording how many times she used her phone, and she recorded it on a clock. And then this beautiful one was one of my students sharing as a visual how often she petted her dog. So I asked you last time, do you want to come up with some? And here are some that I wanted to share, really cool ones that were sent in by some of you. So this is Sanjana, who did a data visualization of her feelings. This is exactly what is really important now, to think about your data, to think about collecting data in interesting ways. This is Ekamjot, I'm not sure how to say that, who recorded the books that they had. and show different things about their books. This is Sampriti. So you will see that even young students can do a really good job of representing data. And there's lots on our website, uCubed, if you want to go in and think more about how would I represent data. So I've shared with you, we had a lot of tech problems, but I've shared with you some thinking about numbers and about shape and space and about data. And I love all the ways you've been thinking about maths with me. As I said, these are really important things to maths, collaborating with others and looking for patterns, thinking visually, thinking creatively. These are some books if you want to read more about some of these ideas, maybe for your parents. There are these books. And I want to finish with these very cool challenges that are coming up for you. This is a creation challenge, and I really love this challenge that we're giving out to you. So lots of different choices. Maybe you want to think about a new game or an old game, but change the rules. Maybe you want to create a song or a poem, or take a rule and think about why it works and verify it, as I was talking about earlier, or modifying something. So we're thinking this is a really good way to flex your mathematical mind and give you an opportunity to be creative, which is so important to the mathematics of the world. So if you can identify a problem in the world and solve it using maths, and maybe video it. And there's a little example there. So the example is you're at home, you want to help your parents carry fruits and vegetables from the kitchen, and you can think of creating a way of carrying it that will save your family. So there's a lot of maths involved in designing something like that. You can see a little trolley that was designed where there's a box area to put things in and wheels to move it around. So that's a really cool one, but we're interested in all sorts of different ways you're going to be creative with maths. And then there's also an opportunity to win prizes by working on these quizzes. So this is called our Global Maths Challenge. And this Global Maths Challenge is in different topic areas like we've been talking about today, some number sense, some shape, some data, statistics, and you're going to be given quiz questions, and there's the opportunity to win lots of different prizes. So that is really cool. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and I think we're going to have some questions. And I'm sorry about the tech problems sharing my slides, but if you would like to go to our website, you'll see all of these different ideas. It's called ucubed.org. And maybe we can chat now about some of the questions that people had for me.
Absolutely, Dr. Boaler. Thank you so much, first of all, for those remarkable insights. And I have got this opportunity to know the logic behind math. So first of all, thank you for that.
Yeah, no, that's a really good thing always to be doing. Think about.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. Yeah, I'm also thinking, had I known these tips and tricks back when I was a scholar, and I would have been a scholar in math by now. So thank you so much. Never too late to learn. But our young learners are very, very happy to be getting all these tips from you. Now, I do believe we will be doing a special fun quiz with the audience. Audience, this is your special preview to the Global Maths Challenge on the 24th of September, which has really cool prizes to be won, as Dr. Boaler was saying. So I would say stay tuned and answer these questions before you take on the Global Math Challenge on the 25th of September. Now, all of you will have a minute to answer these questions. Dr. Joe, are you ready? The audience here will be answering some questions. We're going to ask you for a few hints, if we can possibly, to show them and guide them in the right direction. Here's the first question. A UFO can travel 5,000 miles per hour. How long will it take the aliens to get from New York to Los Angeles if the cities were 2,500 miles apart? Would it take 3 hours? Would it take 2 hours, 4 hours, or would it take 5 hours. The poll is on my right-hand side, Dr. Boaler. It says the majority is going towards 2 hours. You want to give them a slight hint, guide them in the way they should be thinking?
No, the way I would think about this problem, the first thing I would do is draw it. It's so important to think visually. I would think, we're going from New York to Los Angeles. They're 5,000 miles away, and I would draw that and then think about how many 2,500s fit inside it, a bit like we did with the rectangle.
There you go. She's giving you a very nice clue, guys. Okay, the majority of you are saying 2 hours is 2 hours.
2 hours is the right answer, so well done.
Well done. There you go. There you go. Good job, guys. Very well done. The majority is thinking absolutely bang on. Next question, question number 7. Students of an art club want to use the tiles they designed in one of their school's hallways. The area of a tile is 1 square foot. How many tiles will it take to tile a hallway that is 3 feet wide and 20 feet long? Think about it, guys.
Another great one to draw.
Another good one to draw, guys. Keep those pens and pencils handy right now. Get a sheet of paper in front of you. Is it 20 tiles, 30 tiles, 24 tiles, or 60 tiles? What do you think? 3 feet wide, 20 feet long. Dr. Boaler is drawing it herself, and she's a maths whiz, so you guys should be drawing it out.
Yeah.
I think they're leaning towards, Dr. Joe, they're leaning towards 60 tiles is what 49% of them are saying. 21% towards 30 tiles.
I can see why people would think in these different ways. But that's really lots and lots of great thinking going on.
But there it is, the right answer, the correct thinking. And
Very
the one which was chosen by 56% is 60 tiles. So good on you, young minds. Very well done.
Very good. Very, very good.
Okay, Dr. Boaler, the 8th question now. Paul has twin brothers and a sister. His sister is older than Paul by twice as much as the twins are young. If their mean age after 6 years from today is 36 and their median age today is 29, how old is Paul's sister today? Wow, that's one to think about.
That is one to think about.
So, Dr. Boaler, you'd have to guide them. Would it be 40, 38, 36, or 34? How old is Paul's sister today? It's pretty even on the polls.
If I was doing a really hard question like this, I would think about what is the information that I have in this complicated question here.
Yeah.
The mean age, the mean is another word for the average, is 36. And the median age, that median comes about if we put the ages together and look in the middle, is 29. What are people choosing?
Well, it's kind of pretty much drawn in, and it's people are, but the right answer, first of all, is 38. But people are quite drawn in the 30% mark for both 36 and 38. A few were saying 40 as well. The least amount for 34. But guys, 38 is the right answer. So very well done. They got it right as well.
For a long time, that's one to as well put out all the details on paper and think hard.
There you go. Put it on paper. It'll make you do it better. The next question, question number 9. At a certain restaurant, 100 people eat 100 kilograms of cookies in 100 days for breakfast. Assuming that everyone eats the same amount each day, how many cookies will 10 people eat in 10 days? Will it be 1,000 kilograms, 100 kilograms, 100 grams, or only 1 kilogram? Looking at the poll, Dr. Joe, a lot of people are going towards 1,000 kilograms. They're not leaving 100 kilograms too far behind. It's also in the hunt, and so is 1 kilogram.
That's great. People are thinking about this. 100 people. There's a lot of hundreds in this question.
Yes.
I would think about that. There are 100 kilograms for 100 days. My first thought would be, how many kilograms are there in one day? And that would help me think about this question, because we know we have 10 days.
Yeah.
And then I would think about the people.
So 100 people, 100 kilograms, cookies, how many in 100 days? And 100 cookies, 100 days for breakfast. How much will 10 people eat in 10 days? And the right answer, guys, on your screen is 1 kilogram. 24% of you got that. 24%. But well done to the 24%, and well done to everybody else who was thinking, and more importantly, as Dr. Joe said, writing it down.
Most important thing in maths is to have hard problems, as your last speaker said. Even if you get it wrong, that's a great workout for your brain.
It is. Let's work out one more question for them, Dr. Joe.
Okay.
Anna is 20% taller than Nick and 20% shorter than Paul. Rick and Nick have the same height. How does Paul's height compare to the combined heights of Rick and Nick? Now, not only is it a confusing question, the names also make it more confusing. 25% smaller, 20% bigger, 20% smaller, or insufficient information? Ooh, they add
another
the
really tricky one.
A lot of them are leaning towards the last one, which is insufficient information. And it's a 25%er for 20% bigger. Which way should they be thinking, Dr. Joe?
Yeah, this is one that I, again, would draw out to really think about it and see where Anna is. She's taller than Nick. She's shorter than Paul, so we can think about that. Rick and Nick have the same height, so I could put Nick alongside Rick. So yeah, how are people thinking about this one?
Well, they didn't get the right one. The majority was thinking insufficient information, but the right answer is 25% smaller. So well done to those 18% guys who chose that right answer. Remember, they're good prizes.
And well done to the others too, because just thinking about these maths problems is what's important. That's what gives you a great brain workout.
Yeah. Also, don't be too hard on yourselves. We also have a time clock in front of you. There's very little time to solve them, but you guys did a fantastic job. And today, all the questions we've asked Dr. Joe, the majority primarily has got it right over the course of questions that we've laid out for them on this platform. So well done, guys. No more quiz questions for you, but we do have a lovely Q&A session now with Dr. Joe Boaler, where you guys will decide which one of the options in terms of questions you want her to answer. So here it is, the Q&A with Dr. Joe Boaler. Dr. Joe, if you're ready, we're going to set out a whole set of questions now for you. Okay, it's the introduction to math. The options are: what was your biggest challenge when you started learning math as a child? What inspired you to pick up math as a career? What are the career options students can choose in the field of mathematics? And well, it's a strong go for what was your biggest challenge when you started learning math as a child? Dr. Joe.
Great question. When I was learning maths as a child, I found that the teachers didn't always explain it very well. And I remember one time when my teacher said, anybody ask a question if you have one. And so I raised my hand and I asked a question, and the teacher was not very friendly. And they said, "That is your question?" And I remember thinking to myself, I'm not going to ask another question now. So I think a lot of times people get a lot of negative messages when they're learning maths. And it's really important to always know that you can learn anything. And even if people give you negative messages, to keep going. And I think that's a challenge. A lot of people say to kids, maybe you're not a maths person, or you don't have a maths brain. And we know those messages are wrong. So just always believing yourself that you can do it is the most important thing.
There you go, guys. You heard it from her. Believe in yourselves and never fear raising your hand and asking a question. Irrespective of whatever it is your question. So ask it. Now we got more questions in our second set for Dr. Joe. The threes of maths. Dr. Joe, 3 key advice to help boost the mathematics skill set in children. 3 inspiring books for the budding mathematicians. 3 surprising facts about math that you would want the students to know as well. I think they're leaning towards 3 key advice to help boost the mathematics skill set in children.
Well, one piece of advice, something the neuroscientists have discovered, is it's really important to interact with maths with fingers. We actually have a special area of our brain that wants to understand maths with fingers. And they've learned that the people who know their fingers better have higher maths achievement. It's really interesting and surprising. So just interacting with maths with fingers or physically building things will really help. That's another piece of advice. Our brains work on maths best when we see maths in different ways. So not just numbers, but if you see something with numbers and with visuals, it causes your brain to make connections. Or if you build something with maths, that causes new connections. So that's kind of surprising too, but really important. And then the third piece of advice is to really welcome times when you're stuck and when you find maths hard. The neuroscientists have found that those are actually the best times for your brain, when your brain's really finding something difficult. So it's true. We don't want to think all the time. We have to get it right to feel good. If you've struggled with something and worked hard at something, that will give your brain the best opportunity. So always think about struggle as being really good for you. It's what you want to do.
There you go, guys. The struggle is good. But Dr. Joe, just adding to that, sometimes when you're struggling with the problem and it reaches a point where you say, I just can't do this, I don't want to do this, I'm not getting the answer. What should you tell yourself to come back or give yourself a break to come back and resolve it? What should you be telling yourself?
Yeah, I mean, what research has told us is sometimes when you're really, really stuck, if you get up and go for a walk or do some exercise, you find that suddenly things unlock in your brain. So that's one piece of advice, just to walk away, do something else and come back. Another thing that I find helps people when they're really stuck is just to know that being stuck is actually really good. And it's helping their brains. That helps them keep going. And also try thinking about it in a different way. So if you're super stuck with a number problem, try drawing it. What happens when you draw out that problem? That often unlocks solutions and people's thinking. So those are all great strategies if you're stuck.
Yep. There you go. Use your fingers, walk away. Every problem shall be solved, my dear friends.
Yeah.
The third set of questions on your screen now. Revolutionized math. What are your thoughts on the integration of the digital aspect in math today? What's the impact? What is your perspective on making mistakes? Do you suggest normalizing it? How can students be inspired by math and take it up as a career? I guess they all want you to answer the first one, which is, what are your thoughts on the integration of the digital aspects in math today, and what is the impact?
I think integrating digital tools into mathematics is fantastic. The more that we can get those digital tools for students, the better they will do. I think computers, phones, anything that you can get where you see maths and you can use the tools that digital resources give us, it's going to be fantastic. So I wish there were more digital tools available to kids. And I know that there are many on this platform. I know that we have many on our UCubed platform. So yeah, the more we can engage digitally with maths, the better.
All right, there you go, guys. The next set coming on your screen is set for your experiences, Dr. Joe. What are the most common mistakes a student makes while they're learning math? What is the most fun aspect of being able to solve any mathematical problem by just visualizing it? And what has been your biggest challenge as a professor breaking the traditional classroom methods of learning math? Okay. Again, they want to know what they can do better. What are the most common mistakes a student makes when they are learning math?
I would say one of the most common mistakes is thinking of maths as a set of rules. We've actually studied kids across the world, and some kids sort of think, I have to memorize these things in maths. I have to memorize these steps. And what we find is kids who think that they need to memorize are actually the lowest achieving kids. And the highest achieving are those who think of maths as ideas that they need to think deeply about and make connections. So don't think of maths as memorizing. There's actually not very much to memorize inside the subject of mathematics, but there's a few really important ideas that you want to think deeply about and think about how they're connected to other ideas. And that's a really good way to learn maths. Step back from the problem and think, what is this problem about? Don't try and remember a method, but can I figure it out using my thinking tools instead of a memory? That will really help you as you go forward in maths.
There you go, guys. It's not about memorizing. It's about the application which comes to you. Set 5 on your screens. Dr. Joe Boaler to parents and educators now. What is the biggest myth associated with math and needs to be addressed? How can teachers, educators shape up the mathematical mindset of a child? How can parents make math fun for their children? Okay, and I think the poll is leaning strongly towards what is the biggest myth associated with math and that needs to be addressed.
I think the biggest myth about math is that maths is a subject just about numbers. And that maths is another big myth about math that is important, actually, is that people think you have to be speedy with numbers to be good at maths, that good maths involves being quick. We actually know the opposite, that the highest mathematicians are often very slow. They think deeply. And so speed is not important. And that, I think, is a big myth in maths, that you have to be quick, you have to be speedy. We really try and help people understand that's not what high-level mathematicians do. It's not important in the world. And we should de-emphasize speed. It puts a lot of people off, and it's really not what's important in mathematics.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joe, for those wonderful insights into the world of math. And I got to say, the session was absolutely amazing. I'm sure the audience got to know about a lot of tips and tricks to understand math like never before. Before you leave, just one last thing I'd like for you to share with all the students there. A lot of people are struggling with math. A lot of people find it very hard. Any last words you'd like to leave these wonderful youngsters with?
I would say that talk to people. They've found that when people are struggling with maths and then they do maths with a friend, the act of talking it through actually unlocks a lot of important mathematics. So talk to your parents, talk to friends, online connect with people and do maths problems together. Just connecting, reasoning, sharing with others will really help in the solving of any maths problem. And come to our website, uCubed. There's lots more tips on there, ucubed.org. But yeah, always think about maths as this collaborative, shared activity, not something you sit and do on your own. And parents, same, talk about maths together with your kids.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joe. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your valuable time. We look forward to having you back on this platform sometime soon.
Yeah,
but the learning... Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for all the time and all the insights. That's Dr. Joe Boaler for us, who gave us an insight into the world of math and, of course, a wonderful quiz there. And what she said should remain with all of us, that if the problem's too big, if it's too intense, walk away from it, come back, you'll solve it, use your fingers, have fun with it, because ultimately math is not just this tedious thing you have to do in your life. It can be a whole lot of fun. A big thank you to Dr. Joe. All right, folks. I had a great time, and I hope you had too. Now is the time to announce, well, not now actually, but just immediately post the show, we're going to announce the winners of the tricky quiz with Michael. But we also have a special set of announcements to make. We will see you on the next edition of CreatorSpace in the month of October. We will let you know the date very, very soon. Registrations for the same will be open as well. The Global Math Challenge will go live on the 25th of September from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. IST. And this is a golden opportunity for brilliant minds like yourself to test your math skills at a global level and earn grand prizes, certificates, and of course, recognition. You will also receive a report highlighting your performance and math aptitude as well. Remember, the deadline for registration is 24th September. And of course, the links for registration are here in the chat. Also, dear math students, do not forget about the Math Creator Championship. We can't wait to see how you bring the math concepts to life. Please remember to submit your entries before the 30th of September. The deadline for registration of the earlier one is 24th. This one is the 30th of September. You can find more details about the Math Creator Championship on your student dashboard. I would also like to re-announce the progressive opening of Pointsland. Pointsland, a special place where kids like you can express yourselves in cool and creative ways by changing how your profile looks and feels. Here you can redeem all the points earned from classes and assignments to get cool characters and send them to these magical out-of-the-world places. All you have to do is find your character, choose the background, and boom, start your adventure. And last but not least, guys, do not forget to avail the special offer for the next 24 hours, closing tomorrow, and book a free math trial class and get a certificate signed by Michael Borcherds himself on completing your trial class. Now, the most awaited section, who has won the tricky quiz with Michael. We're going to have the names just after this session. Congratulations to all the teams, all the people who've guessed it right. We're going to see you in the month of October. Have a good night. Have a good evening. No matter where you're joining us from, this is me, Samir Kochar, saying goodbye. I want to see you soon on the space I love the most, that is CreatorSpace. Bye-bye.